What's your dirty little secret? There is an old bathroom in the warehouse where nobody but me and my boss, who doesn't go there, has access to. It is hidden behind a wall of boxes, 4 other doors, and with no electricity, but the plumbing works. I have my personal toilet in there, and I regularly steal toilet paper from our shared bathroom, and take it in there. Our bathroom we share upstairs is shitty AF. That one down there is a paradise, but there is no way in hell I'm ever telling anyone. Reminds me of that one episode of B99. Or that one of How I Met Your Mother. Or the roof toilet on Scrub. Guys, they said dirty little secret, not what unprosecuted sex crimes are you running out the statute of limitations clock on. PO-Tate2/PO tattoo. My ex told me to drug her and do with her what I wanted. So I drugged her and played video games all night with friends. She still thinks I fucked her multiple times that night. Not my thing. But she wouldn't stop pestering me about it. Holy fuck the comments. We were playing EverQuest. E2. Silver. Thanks. What do I do with it? That's kind of a clean little secret. But they played Anthem. Dirty boy. I once burst into a liter of sweet vermouth after hours at the country club I worked at, then fed the whole bottle, straight-faced, to a jackass customer the next day. He said I made the best Manhattans. I watched the man drink my piss for most of the day. Jesus Christ, is your name Tyler Durden? I sharted at my best friend's wedding, spent 40 minutes in the toilet cleaning up, and threw away my underwear in the middle of a field. Semi-related to this, at a wedding I was once at, I had a really bad stomachache. The kind that you know, needs a follow-up visit to the toilet pretty soon, but I couldn't get away to do that all day as I was a groomsman, and had minor things to do. Later in the evening, I'm at almost maximum capacity, and need to release some excess gas. A huge crowd had gathered around a table playing beer pong, and I dropped the biggest/smelliest fart of all time at the table. Within seconds people picked up on it, yet I tried to play it cool. As people's heads turned in my direction to see who it was that had dealt it, there was another person present right next to me. It was the head bridesmaid, and she was very drunk. So drunk she couldn't even process the smell of what had just been dropped right next to her, despite everybody else in the near vicinity clocking it. I put on a mild show and blamed her. To my surprise, everybody just went with it, and even though she protested, she was so drunk her words would not form a regular sentence, and people sent her off to bed to expel the demon from her body. TL. Doctor, I dropped the clanger of a fart and blamed it, successfully, on the head bridesmaid. Edit. Wow, this gained some minor attention. Thank you kind user for the silver. My second silver, and any award here, ever. I'm very grateful. Thank you for liking my fart story. I've cracked one off in every bathroom of every office I've ever worked. This isn't normal, not according to ours. Damn, that cheek from ours is the whole reason I need to bang one out in the handicap stall. I actually like a few Nickelback songs. Honestly, this is too far. Absolutely disgusting. I puked in my friend's staircase after too many shots. Luckily she didn't notice when we left her place the next morning and only saw it when we got back. Her and her flatmate discussed who could have done it and whether it could have been the neighbor's dog, but in the end thought it was too much puke for a dog, despite me saying it could totally have been the dog. In the end they figured it must have been one of the downstairs neighbors who apparently are known for coming home super drunk. Dog puke is nothing like human puke, really bad scapegoat. Source, have had to clean up dog puke multiple times. My ex told me that was her biggest fetish. So I spent a good amount of time talking to shady people to find ecstasy, a drug she was very familiar with. Spent $20 on one pill and slipped it in her drink one night when she was over. Ate her out for hours. Didn't even get a piece myself that night. Fast forward to a week later, and she's going on about how that was the best sexual night of her life. I surprise her with the truth, expecting her to be thrilled that I've achieved her darkest fantasy. Her reaction? You drugged me? Yeah. You asked me 2 months ago? Yeah. But I never thought you'd do it. 2 months later we break up and her friends tell everyone I raped her. Fun times. I sucked a guy's dick so he'd buy me boba. Did it come with the tapioca pearls? The boba, I mean, not the dick. Of course. And I wish the dick did as well, haha. Wife and I are currently separating, and I've been wary, because she's spent a lot of time with a guy she knows, including staying over a lot. She has been claiming that nothing is or will happen, that it's the last thing on her mind right now, etc. She came home last Thursday morning with a shopping bag, where she'd picked up some juice for our children on the way home, and put some of her own stuff in it too. I thought I'd help out when she went to work by emptying said bag, only to pull out a suspender belt with stockings attached. So my secret is that I didn't tell her that I found out last week. Something is definitely happening, either with that dude or another. I went through that in 2010, found vibrating condoms in my now ex's purse. Divorced, married an awesome woman in 2014. Unload the cheater and start a better life 2020. You will thank 2019 you. Vibrating condoms. What? Despite the fact that I tell dad jokes constantly at work, I have no kids. Major forks pa. Major forks papa. I've masturbated to nearly every decent looking female I've ever met, and still look them straight in the face like I'm innocent. Ever met that one fat girl who isn't too fat, but noticeably bigger than most, and had a pretty face, and huge thighs and ass you just wanted to fuck senseless? Okay, I guess it's 17-year-old me in high school then. Relatable. Also 17. I knew I was going to see this cute guy at dinner, so I picked out a very sexy V-neck bodysuit. Of course, there was absolutely no way to wear a bra with it. I took my chances, but during dessert, I had a major nip slip. It just popped out. I had no clue what had happened until he finally awkwardly pointed it out. I'd been sitting there, eating sorbet with my boob out. Double the dessert for him, I guess. He had to go and get some insulin afterwards. There I was, sorbet on my titties. Okay, so one time I was walking around on TG Beach a few years ago, and I wanted some snacks, but I left my wallet in my house, so me hungry, young and dumb thought acting homeless was the best idea to get some cash. Well, 20 minutes into me sitting on a curb, some weird guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, you're kinda cute for a homeless guy, I'll give you some money if you do something for me." At that point I wanted to leave, but my dumb ass stayed and followed him to a dark alleyway. Then he turns to me and says, "How much to watch you shit?" And I stood there for a few minimums, just taken back. I said $500 joking, and he pulled out a stack of cash. So I hate to say this, but I got paid for shitting in a ally, but the food was worth it. 10/10ths would be homeless again. How did you shit on command? $500 is $500. Even your bodily functions that you have no control over will be like, damn bitch, $500. Open the fucking floodgates. Username checks out. I pooped in my ex's cat litter. I don't have a cat. Then whose litter box did I shit in? I'll admit, I still don't get that joke. The litter box is a box filled with cocaine. Wait, shat in it. I always assumed that it was an absurdist joke and didn't need any literal kitty litter. My mom assumes I lost my virginity to my first serious boyfriend in high school. In reality, it was one of the guys working construction on the new house behind us. Definitely glad I faked sick from school that day. Edit. I was over the age of consent, so everyone messaging me, stop asking lol. This sounds like a whole porno, I need the whole story. It's not nearly as interesting as it probably sounds. I was 17. He was 20, and went to school with my brother. I knew him sorta well, and it wasn't uncommon for him to stop by our house to use our guest bathroom or get a drink. He also would often leave his lunch in our refrigerator. Anyway, I played hooky from school one day. My dad was at work and my mom had just left to go out to lunch with friends. He stopped by to get his lunch, surprised to see me. He gave me a bunch of crap about skipping school. We watched TV for a few minutes. I'm sure you all can use your imagination as to what happened next. I'm sure you all can use your imagination as to what happened next. But you yada jadded over the best part. I shower naked. You slut. Absolute whore. I bet they're naked under their clothes right now too. Disgusting. I'm a pretty handsome guy and everyone thinks I have an easy time talking to girls. However, I'm awkward as shit and I also wear women's clothing. To elaborate further, I do it in private and don't often tell women about it. On one occasion one girl went shoe shopping with me, and that's how I got my first pair of high heels. I love pantyhose. I love it on women, and I love it more so on myself. Sometimes I would wear full lingerie underneath my normal clothes and go to school or work. Escalated quickly at the end. He's a lumberjack and he's okay.